having a problem with our Rain Bird impact sprinklers. So I'm going to take one out of the canister, show you how to fix it so it's going to return properly. There's a lot of other videos on YouTube, but none of them really answered my question, so I had to fiddle with it for a while. So first thing we got to do, get your wrench and get your Maxi Paw out of the canister. Now watch, when you put this in, you don't mess up your mechanism. Get her down in there. Here we go. Let's see, she should just... Here's our Rain Bird Maxi Paw after a little bit of issues getting it out of the can, but we got her out. So one thing you want to make sure these little springs are all lined up on the right slots. I use the bottom slots because it gives you a little bit more of a leverage for this to close. So just get that out of the way, make sure these are down on there first before you do anything. And then we can adjust them once it's in the ground. We'll set them back and forth, just pull that way or that way. Same on the bottom. Okay, so the big issue I was having, this is your mechanism that trips. You see how it doesn't like to trip? And you should hear a nice crisp snap. And we're not getting that. So the first thing we're going to look at here is this spring. You see this little spring right here? How it's loose. So what happens is that when you're blowing out your sprinklers, and over time, this little spring starts to get worn down. So instead of buying yourself a new unit, take this sucker and just bend it ever so slightly. You don't need much. Just bend her up a little bit, just like such. Okay, and that's going to give you some more leverage, and then you'll see how it snaps back once I put this guy in. Sorry, my hands are a little wet from fiddling with this rag here. Okay. Get that guy back in the hole. She's back in there. Hear the snap? That's what you want to hear. You want that mechanism moving like that. And you want to hear that snap. Okay, the other thing you want to look at is this top spring. So this top spring, you can see it's in there. If you got high pressure, it's supposed to be on that side of the dog. I don't know, can you see that dog?
Yep.
Okay. If you got low pressure, it's supposed to be on this side of the dog. So I've got a lot of sprinklers, even though I do have semi-high pressure. I set it on low. So take this guy, just wind up the spring to get the tension off. And where's my... Take a little screwdriver, get her in there. Just pull that over that dog. You want it this way though. Put her that way. On there, just like such. See the dog here? You want it on that side if you got low pressure, that side if you got high pressure. You don't need to put it in the middle. This is just a guide. I guess you could, but we don't. So anyway, now she's snapping pretty good. Might even do that a little bit more because I don't want to fiddle around taking it back out of the canister. Okay. Get that guy back in there. Okay. And then you'll notice when this is down, when this mechanism's down, you can test that spring too. And you can see there's your sprinkler head here. You can see how it's got a nice snap to it. And that's going to allow your trip mechanism to keep coming back and forth. So we'll get her back in the ground, we'll turn her on, and you guys can have a look, see if it worked or not. So that was the sprinkler in question right there. You can see how it's reversing, no problem right now. We just did the other one down the station over there, and that one's working fine as well. We did the same thing with it. Now we just got about 5 more to do.